Picture this, you're standing before a mirror, but instead of seeing your face, you see the echo of every excuse, every complaint, every weak phrase you've ever uttered staring back at you. Have you ever considered that your words aren't just sounds, but the actual architecture of your life's limitations? Most men wander through their existence wondering why they feel so small, never recognizing that their own tongue has been the warden of their prison all along. Today, we're dissecting the 11 verbal habits that silently strip a man of his power, and the timeless Stoic wisdom that can cut them out at the root. Number 1, that wasn't my responsibility. There's a specific kind of poison in deflecting fault. When you utter these words, you're essentially announcing to the universe that you are powerless. You're declaring that your existence is a raft being tossed on the currents of everyone else's decisions. The Stoics built their entire philosophy on the bedrock of radical accountability. If a captain loses his ship to a storm, he doesn't waste breath cursing the wind. He examines his own seamanship. Think of a man laid off from work. He can spend years bitter, blaming the economy or an unfair manager, but while he's pointing fingers, his relevance fades, his skills atrophy. A man of Stoic character says, "I don't care who lit the match. I am responsible for putting out the fire." By owning the problem, you reclaim the authority to solve it. Number 2, I'll get to it eventually. This is the anthem played at the funeral of potential. We talk about tomorrow as if it's a promise written in stone. But Seneca warned us that procrastination is the greatest squander of our brief time here. Consider the man who dreams of building a business or getting into shape, but he's always waiting for the perfect moment. That moment is a mirage. In reality, tomorrow is the cemetery where most men bury their ambitions before they're even born. The weak use the future as a shield against the discomfort of now. The Stoic knows that the only moment he truly owns is this exact heartbeat. If something deserves doing, it deserves doing while you still have breath to do it. Number 3, why does this always happen to me? This is the birthplace of the victim. This phrase implies the universe has singled you out for special punishment, but the truth is far less personal. The universe is indifferent to your suffering. When your tire goes flat or a relationship crumbles, asking "why me?" suggests you believe you're exempt from the common struggles of humanity. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself that every event is raw material for virtue. Don't see a catastrophe, see a challenge. The man who cries, "Why me?" is merely an audience member in his own existence. The man who asks, "What can I build from this?" becomes the director. Number 4, what will people say? The moment you speak these words, you've handed over the keys to your self-worth to a complete stranger. You're essentially stating that the whispers of people who don't know your story are more valuable than your own compass. Imagine a man who wants to change careers but stops because he fears his neighbors will gossip. He has locked himself in a cage built from the echoes of others. Epictetus taught us that we are disturbed not by events, but by our judgments about them. Public opinion is an external. It's completely outside your control. To obsess over it is to willingly wear chains. A strong man moves according to his principles, whether the crowd applauds or throws stones. Number 5, this is too difficult. We so often confuse challenging with impossible. When a man declares something too hard, he's really confessing that he prefers stagnation to growth. Look at the person who abandons a complex book or stops a workout early because the strain is uncomfortable. He is conditioning himself to be weak. The Stoics actively sought out hardship. They chose the rough path intentionally to forge their spirits. They understood that the hard things are the only things that build substance. Resistance is what sculpts strength, both in the body and the character. If it were effortless, it wouldn't be worthy of your time. Number 6, I just don't have enough hours. This is one of the most common falsehoods we repeat. We all receive the same 24 hours daily that Marcus Aurelius received while defending an empire and writing philosophy. When you claim you lack time, you're actually saying this isn't a priority. The man who spends 3 hours on social media but claims he has no time to read is lying to himself. Seneca noted that life isn't short, we just waste enormous stretches of it. A man of strength doesn't discover extra time. He carves it out by eliminating the meaningless. We've exposed 6 common traps of the tongue, but the Stoics understood something deeper. They recognized that these phrases aren't just bad habits. They are symptoms of a spirit that has forgotten its own authority. If you catch yourself speaking this way, you're not just being lazy. You're losing the battle for your own mind. But there is a path to rebuild that internal fortress. Number 7, he provoked me. This sentence is an admission of surrender. It confesses that someone else holds the remote control to your emotions. Think of the driver who gets cut off in traffic and then seethes for the next hour. Who is really in charge in that scenario? Not the angry driver. Epictetus said it clearly, anyone who can make you angry becomes your master. A strong man realizes that anger is a selection, not an inevitability. People will be rude, unjust, and cruel. That is their nature, but your reaction is your nature. Don't surrender the peace of your mind to the flaws of others. Number 8. I hope things improve. Hope, while it sounds positive, is often just passive waiting. It's the sound of a man hoping for rescue rather than building a raft. Imagine someone drowning in debt who simply hopes the economy shifts or that he wins a lottery. He's waiting for the world to save him. The Stoics believed in amor fati, a love of fate, but they coupled it with relentless effort. Don't wish for a lighter burden. Train to become stronger. Don't pray for the waves to calm. Learn to navigate rough water. Hope is a beautiful sentiment, but a poor substitute for discipline. Number 9. I'm wired this way. This is the ultimate justification for standing still. It's a declaration that your personality is a finished sculpture, incapable of further refinement. It's a fixed mindset that suffocates growth. The man who says, I've always been impatient, or I'm just not a morning person, is giving himself permission to remain average. The Stoics viewed character as metal that can be heated, hammered, and sharpened. You are not a completed statue, you are raw material. To say that's just how I am is to abandon the fundamental human mission, the pursuit of becoming better. Number 10. I'm owed this. Entitlement is the poison that kills gratitude. When a man believes he deserves success, comfort, or admiration, he inevitably becomes resentful when it doesn't arrive. Think of the employee who feels owed a raise just for showing up. When it doesn't come, he turns bitter. The Stoics practiced premeditation of adversity. They reminded themselves they were owed nothing, and that every gift, health, family, stability was a temporary loan. When you stop believing the world owes you, you start cherishing everything you have. Number 11. I'm not prepared yet. Perfectionism is simply procrastination dressed in sophisticated clothing. The weak man waits until he has every resource, every answer, every ounce of confidence before he dares to move. But preparedness is an illusion. You become ready by doing, not by waiting. Picture a man who wants to paint, but waits for the perfect inspiration. He will die with a blank canvas. Marcus Aurelius didn't wait to feel like a perfect emperor. He simply performed his duties to the best of his ability each day. The obstacle is the path. You don't prepare to face the difficulty, you prepare by facing it. How do we cleanse these phrases from our vocabulary? It begins with silence. The next time you feel one of these excuses forming in your throat, catch it, pause. Ask yourself, is this the language of a sovereign or a subject? Replace I have to with I choose to. Replace it's not my fault with I will handle this. Start watching your words as if you were a sentinel at the gates of your own mind. When you shift your vocabulary, you shift your entire state of being. You move from reaction to intention. Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is the bedrock. Your words are the first and most crucial part of that reaction. If your language is weak, your existence will follow suit. If your language is disciplined, your life will become disciplined. Take a moment today to listen to the soundtrack of your own thoughts. Are you building a fortress of strength brick by brick, or are you silently eroding your foundation with every weak phrase you tolerate? The shift from weakness to power doesn't occur in a gym or an office. It happens in those quiet moments when you choose accountability over excuse, when you choose action over delay. Be the man who speaks with intention, or have the courage to remain silent until you can. If this message connected with you, leave a comment below with the word sovereign to declare that you're taking command of your inner dialogue. Hit the like button to support more content like this, and subscribe to Mindshift Philosophy to join a community dedicated to the path of strength. Until next time, watch your words, because they become your world.